Hey guys, and welcome to the official second episode of the LENcast, the Lads Entertainment Network weekly podcast where we discuss all things football and all the other stuff. So, I am Ben from Corner Flag Games and I will be today's host, and we also have all the other lads from the Lads Entertainment Network with us today. So firstly, we have Josh from Crossbar Capers.
How are we, guys?
We are good, mate. We are good. Secondly, we have Dan from Garfield V2.
Hello, everybody! I'll pick it up a bit.
Hello, peeps. Hello, mate. And third, we have Terence from WirelessVLOGS. Are you there, Terence?
Good day, peeps.
He's stolen Dan's intro, but we'll take it anyway. And of course, myself, Ben from Corner Flag Games. I am also here as well, sort of. So guys, before we get into pressing matters of the podcast, currently right now, the Sidemen are about to kick off against the YouTube All-Stars in their annual charity match. So, official tips. Who's going to take the cup this year?
Wait, great doing things for fucking charity. I get that, right? That's very nice. This is still the fucking Sidemen, okay? Against YouTube fucking All-Stars, like, let's be honest, I've probably not heard of any of them, maybe. Probably. Fuck it. It'll be like 4,000-0 to the Sidemen because they're fucking good at everything.
Mm-hmm.
They got beat last year.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, were they injured? What was their excuses?
Oh, no idea.
They weren't good enough.
Or is it because of KSI's boxing match that got in the way?
Oh, more than likely.
We're concentrating all this on all about the boxing. Who cares about a game of football? It'll be easy.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because football is easy. Quick throw your tips in and move on from the Sidemen. I have issues with the Sidemen. Which, for the record, and while we're fucking going, it's just the fact that, like, the main two that I used to watch KSI, I used to enjoy his stuff. And then, you know when it's quite obvious, I don't want to say sellout, but that's probably the easiest way to explain it. The obvious sellout point, and it was like, yeah, I don't want to watch this no more. And then you're still hearing stuff about him, like, fuck me, just, no. Although, you know, if this ever fucking took off, and I'd probably be in exactly the same boat. So I'd probably do exactly the same, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. So do you have a tip?
Am I not allowed 4,000 mil? Okay, I'll have... Name some of the players that are on the YouTube All-Star team.
Okay, so you've got Cal Freezy.
I do know Cal Freezy.
Yep, Calix. Chris MD.
Nope.
Joe Sugg. Anson Gibb.
Yes. No.
Burnt Chip.
No.
Deji.
What a great name, though. No.
JMX.
No.
Reeve.
No.
Josh Peters.
No.
Oh, it's Joshy Peters playing.
Yeah. Ollie White.
No.
Hugh Wizzy, who I'm assuming is going to be in goal.
Yeah, he'll be in goal.
No.
Marcus Butler. Casper
No.
Lee. And last year's hero
No.
for the YouTube All-Stars, Castro.
Yeah.
So I've heard of, two of them. And I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm somewhat of an addict. I'm not saying they haven't got subscriber base or anything, but it's like, fuck me. I don't know them.
Yeah, well,
How can they be?
personally, I know Cal Freezy, Chris MD, I still watch. Deji and JMX I know of. Hugh Wizzy I know of. And Castro I know of.
3-1 YouTube All-Stars. There you go. I'll wait for the next topic.
All right. Terrence.
Oh,
I'll go a 3-1 to the YouTube All-Stars.
Okay.
Oi,
Dan?
pick your own fucking tip.
But he knows you're good at them. Okay, Dan, your tip.
4-1 Sidemen.
Damn it, you stole my fucking tip, you bastard.
Oh,
Alright,
sorry. I
I'll
meant
go,
to say to the sideman, by the way.
I'll go 4-2 to the Sidemen.
He damn bagged shit out of the sideman, but he still tipped them. I'll be fucked.
That's because it's
I
their
haven't
charity.
I haven't been bagging
This
you,
is for
dickhead.
charity.
Alright, so that's the major topic done, and that only took 7 minutes.
I appreciate the fact that they do it. I appreciate the fact that anyone that does anything for charity, fair play, hats off.
Thanks, mate.
Nah, they're doing it for attention. Fuck them.
As
No
much as the
comment.
money. As much as the money's going to charity, it's a very big plug on look at me.
Well, yeah, they do live stream it on YouTube.
Correct.
But anyway, so the important topics out the way.
Yeah, right.
Alright, so what would be our next...
Glad to kick this podcast off with a really good topic there. That was
Yeah, sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it only because it just popped up in my news feed as, live. It was being live streamed, so I figured we'd start with a tip like we do with every other fucking series that we all talk about. Hence the official tips. Okay, so we'll move into our second topic now. Would we like to, moving on to things that are shit around football, the FIFA 18 World Cup update.
wank.
Shit house.
Now, Josh has played it. Dan has played it. I've played it. And Terrence has now played it on my PlayStation because he doesn't own his own.
Oh, very good. Very good. Very droll.
Yeah, it was. You need to buy one, cunt. Ask Josh. He'll hook you up through work. You can pay it off.
I've got good connections for a long so mate. You know.
Anyway, this isn't a banter
For
podcast.
what?
This is a proper podcast. So, aside from that, I think Terrence used the best word to describe it: broken.
That's very, very tame.
It's very, very tame. There are a multitude of bugs that have come out. There's a few that have already been patched out.
Fucking.
So I figured that EA's point in releasing it 2 weeks before the World Cup was due to start, so they could release it in a broken state, so that everybody around the world could be, in inverted commas, beta testers. So that then they could we'd beta test it and then put all the bugs.
Like we have at the moment.
Yeah, well, we're beta testing at the moment. Yeah, we go through all the bugs and everything, and then let me just mute Terrence.
It's a good call.
Thank you, Ben. I'll pay you the $50 next week.
Can you hear now? Right, he can hear now. Right, now he needs to get... You can't talk because I've still got you muted.
Hooray.
Now you're unmuted.
Alrighty, sorry boys, I'm back. I had some technical difficulties there.
In more ways than one. So
And I've gone again.
I'll go from my You've gone again.
Yeah.
Can you not hear again?
No.
That's perfect. Keep going.
Fuck me.
I'm back.
You're back. What'd you do?
Go again.
Did your phone have to be pointing in a certain direction?
Can you hear us now, Terrence?
I can. Yes, I can hear.
Fantastic. So I'll go from my last word, I'll go from the section where I've just said broken, because that gives me a reference point now to know where to fucking edit this. So yeah, essentially what I'm putting out is that EA have released the game in a half broken state to get everybody around the world to basically beta test it, put their bugs online on their forum. EA go through their forum and go, right, this is all the shit now that we need to fix. So that within 2 weeks they get it all fixed.
Sorry, no, there wasn't. Yeah, hold on.
What now, cunt? Hey, Ben, am I allowed to smoke in your room?
Yeah.
Alright, sweet.
Just, yeah, don't blow your smoke into the microphone like that.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Dan's on mute.
Okay.
I've lost a child.
How do you lose
It
a
was the
child?
other one, wasn't it? Who doesn't care about that one? Have we still got Josh?
Yeah.
Crisis averted. Found her.
Where was she, in the cupboard under the stairs?
No, she was just in the playroom, which is a room that, ironically, is called the playroom because it's got all the toys in, but all the toys end up in the fucking living room upstairs. So it never gets played in, so we never thought to look there.
All right, so I'll go once again from broken. So I know.
Sorry.
So I know to cut all this out. No, it's all right. Kids are kids. So essentially, what I'm thinking is that EA have released the game, the mode, 2 weeks early before the World Cup. They've released it in a broken state on purpose. They've gotten it to a point where it's, sort of releasable. And then they turn around and they use everybody around the world who's going to download it and play it to essentially beta test it, so that they don't have to pay. EA don't have to pay their own beta testers to fucking do it. And people would have put on their Twitter and on the forums for the FIFA community and everything, and they'll just scroll through all that and go, right, here's a list of things that we need to fix. They've got 2 weeks to fix it before the World Cup officially launches.
But here's the thing, right? This isn't a standalone game. Like, I think the last one was 2010 South Africa, if I remember rightly. I think 14 was also a add-on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that standalone game, if there's bugs and stuff, so be it, they get fixed. But it's still got to be fucking properly done. When they just add it as DLC like this, I mean, there's no trophies, so there's no incentive to play it at all, as I see it, in any sort of shape or form. I'm only playing it just because I like FIFA, so let's have a go. Well, I say I like FIFA, it's a cunt of a game. But I want to have a go and have a look for myself. But yeah, I think the standalone game was the best thing. That was one of my favourite FIFAs, was the World Cup 2010. I fucking ploughed hours into it. And now you've just got this shitty DLC that has broke the game in more ways than one. But surely, though, it can't be that hard. Like, I'm no fucking game designer or anything like that, but it can't be that hard to pick players that are already in the fucking game, right? Put them into their nations, which they already fucking have, because in career mode there's even a fucking international part to it. And then just make sure they put the new kits in. Again, that doesn't seem so difficult. And then just make a World Cup mode. They've got the tournament mode. It's basically that with a little bit more flair.
Yeah.
So how hard can it be for them to actually do this? The hardest thing for them to do is make the fucking designs for the Ultimate Team cards. That's it.
Yeah. And let's be fair.
That is it.
And let's be fair. Even though it is a World Cup mode, EA have sort of, I agree with you to the point that it shouldn't be slapped on as DLC because it is still broken. And I do believe that all the extra graphics and stuff, while some of the in-game graphics look good, the load screen looks like a fucking 5-year-old's done it.
Yeah.
To be fair, with the bouncing fucking red dots. I mean, I understand it's Russia and they're trying to make it sort of unique and everything, but, it looks like a 5-year-old's done it, like I said. But it's... here are two things that I got out of it. The first thing is that generally around this time of the year, the FIFA hype sort of dies off. People stop playing it. People stop watching it on YouTube as well, for the simple fact that they want to be hyped up for the new one that comes out in what is it, late August, early September?
Yeah, normally around September time.
Yeah. So they want to keep that lifespan of the game going still. While in general world terms, there's generally a lull at this point. The second thing is that it's publicly known that the Ultimate Team side of FIFA is all that EA cares about because it's what makes them their fucking money. And that they're using that Ultimate Team mode, and that is a heavy part of this new World Cup update. They're trying to make it as much and put the more time into polishing the Ultimate Team side of it than the actual tournament mode side of it. Because they know, oh, this is pretty cool. I'll jump on and maybe give Ultimate Team a try, which then forces people to sink more money into buying packs, and EA get their coin.
Exactly right.
This is why, though, I think every year we get a FIFA every September. Let's just say it's September. Every September we get a new FIFA, right? It's not going to be long, I don't think, until we don't have a new FIFA every year. We have an expansion pack that basically means that they put all the players into the right teams, and certain players get upgrades and downgrades, etc. Because all it is literally going to be just Ultimate Team. Career mode, they did some changes to that this year, which were nice, but still broken, and it was still pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
You've got
the infamous lone glitch
the journey, which I was really fucking disappointed with. I was really looking forward to it last year on 2017. The journey, I was like, this is going to be awesome. This is what I've wanted, like some sort of story mode to a career.
Yeah.
Playing as Alex Hunter, like, sorry, no, let me put me in the game. You've got all this fucking game face shit on your fucking website where you can take a picture of yourself. Let me put me in the game like they did on fucking NBA 2K16.
Yeah.
And let me play a story that's not just one fucking season.
Yeah.
Right? So they've got that. Then they've got pro clubs, which, as Josh and Ben will know better than Terence, is fucking broken to the state of, yes, yeah, really fucking bad. It's like, but then everything is Ultimate Team. Every update, when it comes up with what they've done in the update, it's like, done this and pro clubs, tiny little paragraph. Done this in career mode, tiny little paragraph. Ultimate Team, fucking 20,000 fucking bullet points of what they've done to it. Like, fuck off. Like, I will stop buying FIFA if that is the case, because I'm done. I don't want that shit. I only really get FIFA to play pro clubs now. That is it. I like my career mode, but I only get it for pro clubs. So, fuck it. Fuck FIFA.
Okay, Josh, thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all said and done there pretty well. It's going downhill. It started going uphill from 2009, 2010 upwards, and then now it's just on the downward slide. Friggin' the more features and the more graphics and the more shit that fucking FIFA feel they need to put into it. Well, they try to put everything in to keep everyone happy, but they're not making them as good as they probably should be. And if that means they need to hold off on a September release date like they do every year, hold off on the fucking release date. It's that simple.
Yeah.
If it means, unfortunately we can't get the content out in September this year because we've got so much shit that needs to be put into it and fixed, well, just fucking own up to it and fucking admit it and get it out at Christmas if that's what it fucking takes. Like,
well, let's be fair. EA are known to be the world's worst game developer. That's critically stated across the entirety of the internet.
Yeah, but they still manage to produce shit. People still buy their shit. People still wait fucking for September every year, knowing that FIFA's coming out, knowing that Madden's coming out, knowing that all the other fucking sporting games are coming out, and they still get bought.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because no one else makes them.
Yeah, that's right.
So you've got no choice. You have to wait.
Because they find it really hard to get the licenses because fucking EA got them. and they've got all these. It's like television rights from real football. It's really hard to get that to change hands.
Yeah.
Pro Evolution Soccer as a good game, but its downfall is it's got no licensing, like a few clubs or a few players. So it can't be. I mean, they tried to do an Ultimate Team thing, and that's what ultimately, in my opinion, killed off PES. Was people were moving to PES to get away from the Ultimate Team, and then suddenly they bring in this Champions thing or whatever it was, and then people just go, "Nah, do you know what? Your game's shit anyway. We only came over because we were trying to avoid this. Now you're doing it, so we may as well just go back to FIFA." That was basically it.
Yeah. So in a word, microtransactions have killed PES.
It's killed, yeah, basically. But then again, microtransactions have killed every fucking game. To be fair.
Yeah.
And it should be,
and that's the main reason. And moving into that, things like loot boxes as well, because that comes under the same sort of microtransaction content. That's what killed Star Wars Battlefront 2. The original Star Wars Battlefront 1, fucking fantastic game. Second one is littered, was completely littered with loot boxes and downloadable content that you had to pay extra for, and that's me. Like, I liked the original Star Wars Battlefront 1. That was like it was fantastic. But I refused to get the second one due to the amount of microtransaction and what they are now dubbing the pay-to-win system.
And can I add as well another important point? Right, let's take FIFA 18 as an example. Peggy 3 that promotes gambling if you play fucking Ultimate Team, because it is gambling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how they fucking look at it. It's gambling. You pay money, you open packs, you don't know what you're gonna get. Then I suppose on the flip side, did any of you guys ever collect the football sticker books, like the Premier League sticker books or anything like that when you was kids?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so that, I suppose you could then argue and say, well, that was gambling because you didn't know what you was going to get in the stickers.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think now, though, it's so easy. Pokemon cards, definitely. I fucking got my arse spanked by my mother for taking £10 out of a purse to buy a Charizard card as a kid.
Well, worth investment now.
Yeah. No, well, you would say that until you realise your fucking father chucked him away when you moved.
Oh, rough.
I had 2 binders of perfect condition fucking Pokemon cards. 2 binders.
Anyway, moving on to that. But retracting to my previous point as well about Star Wars Battlefront. It's full of microtransactions. Anyone want to take a guess at who releases and develops that game?
Well, we don't need
EA.
Huh?
EA.
Correct. And this is why in the new Battlefield game that's coming out, EA have categorically stated there will be no microtransactions / loot box system in that game. Because they've done it in 2 games. They've had their ass handed to them by the community, and they've all gone, get fucked, we're not buying your shit anymore because of this crap. And EA have fucking got their knickers in a twist and gone, oh shit, we're in trouble here.
Do you honestly think that they're not going to have some sort of loot box type thing? Do you think they're going to find a loophole? Because I fucking think they'll find a loophole, I do.
Oh, look, they'll find one way or another to skate around their fucking words, but hell, it's EA. It wouldn't be EA if they fucking didn't.
I mean, I've seen a lot of memes and stuff recently about it. Yeah, there's going to be none. And then that guy, that singer, why the fuck you lying?
Yeah.
You know, because we know it's fucking coming. You don't need you coming out and saying there's not going to be. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Because it'll either be a really fucking shit game because they won't have put their heart into it because they're not looking at they're looking at returns and profits and what they can make off it. No loot boxes, no microtransactions. Guess what? You're fucked.
Yeah. But no, I've come across some of my own glitches in the game, like the team name where it was saying that something about the friggin' the bullshit.
Oh, we're back on FIFA now.
Yeah, the bullshit of you know, the abbreviation of the name not showing up correctly in the game mode. Anyway, it's broken. Let's just say that. That's it.
Yeah, and EA are wank. Which again, we're not the first, or no, we'll be the last people to say that.
No, Okay, let's move into another a bit more positive point. Current transfer news and manager transfer news. Josh, do you want to kick off with this one?
Yeah, look, where do we start here? Friggin'
You pick the side. Mate.
interesting signings, I suppose. Interesting signings. Dumb signings. Not quite sure of signings. There's plenty of different options you can go
snakes
about
in the
it.
grass.
Yeah, well, friggin' great signing. Best signing of so far, I believe, would be Everton. Fantastic signing. Great bloke. One of the best managers in the Prem. For lasting under 12 games of a season. Yeah. So friggin' Silver getting appointed Everton manager. Great bit of business as a Reds fan.
I was about to say nobody can tell you're a Reds fan.
Great bit of business. Couldn't be happier for them. Hope he lasts longer than he did at Watford. Not too much longer, but I hope he lasts more than 12 games, I believe it was, or something along those lines.
Yeah. Do we want to take a prediction for how long he's going to last?
I'll give him till January.
I'll give him 15 games.
I reckon he'll do a whole season.
T?
Oof, fuck hell.
Terrence of WirelessVLOGS, are you asleep?
I'm not. I forgot I had the microphone muted.
Fantastic. Your prediction on how long Marco Silva is going to stay in the Everton job?
I'm not actually really sure. I don't think it'll be too long, but to put a time on it, I'm not really sure, to be honest.
So, no tip?
No tip.
No tip.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll have our first no
typical.
tip. All right, so to break up things, we'll break up into the next managerial appointment, shall we say? And Terrence can take the lead on this one, and it's Unai Emery leaving PSG and going across to Arsenal to replace the outgoing Arsene Wenger.
Yes, well, going into this transfer, I'll be honest, I didn't know much about the man himself. I'll put it this way, he's got big boots to fill. Obviously, the departure of Wenger was, we'll say, called for by most of the supporter group for the last 3 or 4 seasons. It's finally happened, and there was quite a big, not disappointment, but it was something that a lot of fans struggled to come to terms with an Arsenal with no Arsene Wenger. For example, personally, ever since I followed Arsenal, he's been the manager, and that's the same for anyone my age or even a little bit older who follow Arsenal. He's been there for 20 years. It's always going to be hard to come in and replace a manager who's been at a club for so long and done so much for a club. For example, just building the stadium that they play at. He's, as I said, got big boots to fill, but it looks promising. He's more willing to chase players and spend, which was one of Arsenal's big downfalls, I suppose, was how angry he made the general supporter base mad with his lack of transfers. He's came in and already been quite active in chasing a few players. It'll be interesting to see how he goes managing the side once the season kicks off. As I said, I don't know much about him yet, but I'm hoping he was the right man to replace Wenger as he went.
All right, to give you a little bit of a rundown on Unai Emery. So he's been managing since 2004. So 2004 to 2006 was at Lorca Deportiva. 2006 to 2008 was at Almira. 2008 to 2012 was at Valencia. The second half of 2012 he was at Spartak Moscow. From 2013 to 2016 was at Sevilla. Halfway through 2016, moved across to Paris Saint-Germain, where he stayed until the end of the 2018 season. And as of the start of next season, will be the manager of Arsenal. From what I can see in his managerial career history, The only club that I can see that he's ever had the sack at was when he was managing of Spartak Moscow, and he made it to the end of the season, but he did get sacked after a run of poor results in the last game of the season, which was a 5-1 derby loss against Dynamo Moscow.
Okay, so it does sound like he's obviously he's quite capable if he was managing PSG for, I suppose, any length of time. They're a club that wouldn't really have a manager around who's not going to bring them any success. So it is promising that he hasn't, well, he's got the sack from one club, but in his run of 14 years as a manager now, to only be sacked once is, I'll put it in this day and age, is quite rare. Managers do tend to move around a fair bit. So for him to have only been sacked once is promising. And he also hasn't, considering he's been a manager for 14 years, he hasn't actually been at too many clubs. You'd expect someone from 14 years who, if they weren't sort of, extremely good, would have been around a lot more clubs than what he has. So it is exciting to have a new manager, and as I said, hopefully he can bring some success back to Arsenal after what has been a quite frustrating and hard to stand by and sort of take 3 or 4 seasons.
From what I've seen here by reading into him a little bit more in a bit of detail, is that he's got this knack of taking sort of mid-table-ish clubs prior to, say, PSG and getting them into a position where they qualify for Europa League or Champions League. He did it with Valencia, and he finished third twice with them and qualified them for the Champions League, and went on to be very successful at Sevilla, where he made them the most successful club in the history of the Europa League.
That in itself's quite an effort anyway.
Do you, Josh and Dan, do you guys have any thoughts on the appointment of Unai Emery?
I think T's summed it up pretty well. I mean, you talk about long-serving managers and stuff. The only one that's sort of close to Wenger is Fergie.
Yeah.
And look what's happened to United. And they've not really found yet, as in my opinion at least, a manager that has been able to successfully remain at the club for a super long period of time. They've had their ups and downs. So hopefully this will be a smart appointment for the Gooners, because I have family that are Gooners and I've got a little soft spot for them. So hopefully it will see them turn it around and, actually start performing like, to be fair, they should be performing.
Yeah.
Josh, thoughts?
Look, it's safe to say I'm not the biggest Arsenal fan, but what Wenger did at the club in the earlier years, we'll say, was brilliant. Watching Arsenal play as the Invincibles was impressive. And again, as a Reds fan, it was hard to watch. Obviously, watching teams like that succeed very easily, and us floating middle table for so long. But the whole managerial thing, managers don't stick around, and the fact that he's only been sacked from one club, well, he hasn't exactly coached any real major teams other than PSG. Where going to France, like there's no competition in France. You know what I mean? Like, to get appointed PSG coach, that's pretty much a stepping stone to go to any major club in any major league, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
It's no different to Zidane. He's left Real Madrid now, and he will pick up any frigging club that he wants. Any club will sack whoever they want, whoever's coaching them at the moment, to make sure that they get his name on that bit of paper to coach them.
And that's a beautiful segue you've just made, mate. So we'll move on to Zinedine Zidane and his recent departure from Real Madrid. With one question being, where is Zidane going to go next? And B, who's going to fill the vacant role at Real Madrid?
Well, allow me to
Pochettino, apparently.
clarify. Well, no. I can confirm that Gary Rowett has asked Stoke if he can have permission to discuss the managerial role at Real Madrid.
Don't worry, mate. We'll get to the snake in the grass next.
Yeah. Where do you think Zidane? I think Zidane will have a bit of time out, and I think he'll go on some language courses for maybe a season, so that he can go to any country to coach. Because let's face it, I mean, I've never really heard his interviews, but they always tend to be with an interpreter.
Yeah.
From what I have seen, so to work on that, I think is probably because let's be honest, Madrid didn't have the best domestic season, did they? I think that's the reason he stepped down. Yeah, they won the Champions League. Sorry, Josh, but they didn't have the best domestic season. So, and in Spain, they're pretty big on that. You tend to find if Barcelona have a bad season, their manager gets sacked. Real Madrid have a bad season, theirs gets sacked. So, I think he left rather than get sacked. I think that was probably a mutual agreement between the club and himself. But yeah, I don't think we'll see him in a managerial position for a season, or at least till January.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I can definitely confirm that friggin' Pochettino will not be at Real Madrid. He signed a 5-year deal 6 days ago. There is no way in hell Tottenham will be letting him go. No. Not one chance. After he's just signed a 5-year deal.
I was about to say, I don't think Real Madrid are that dumb to be able to pay him out his 5-year deal.
Real Madrid have got money, but if they're dumb enough to pay him out for that, Tottenham, thank you very much for coming. Tottenham have done a massive amount of easy business. They've done it with Bale. They'll do it with Kane. Kane will end up going eventually. And yeah, if Real Madrid are that dumb, dumb. They'll get Wenger. Wenger's in the running, and I reckon Wenger would be a good fit over there. Wenger, it'd be good to see him possibly win a little bit of silverware before he finally hangs up the fucking coach's whistle and shit like that for the last time. And going to a club like that, he'll win it. He'll win trophies and that easy. Yeah. So to me, that's just the smartest option there. And Zidane, I'd probably more likely see him in an international role than probably a club level at this stage. Especially now, I guarantee you he'll be going to the World Cup, and I guarantee you he'll be sitting and he'll be watching some of the biggest teams in the World Cup, and whatever team falls out of the big ones, I dare say his name will be popped up as a new coaching candidate for that country, no doubt. See,
in my opinion here, I'm going to swing the other way. I tend to agree with Wenger going to Real Madrid. I think that would be a very smart move by the club, considering Wenger has had a lot of experience in getting youth through the system. And let's be fair, a lot of Real Madrid squad's starting to age. So he will be sitting there combing. If Wenger gets it, he'll sit there and comb through the youth and start to give the youth a chance at Real Madrid, which I think would be a major step for Real Madrid going into the fight against Barcelona in the forthcoming seasons. So I'll stick with that point on Arsene Wenger. As opposed to that, you've got Zinedine Zidane, who I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he's going to go home. I can see him going somewhere like Monaco or Marseille.
But wait a minute though, PSG haven't got a manager.
No, apparently it's touted
that's what I was going to bring up.
Thomas Tuchel is apparently touted to be taking that. He's leaving Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah.
I've heard Borussia Dortmund are looking for a manager.
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him going to Borussia Dortmund, mate. But I feel that he'll go to a big club in France. I don't think it will be PSG. I think if it's going to be anyone, it'll be Monaco. Either Monaco. But I tend to swing more towards Marseille purely for the fact that he was born there and he has a connection with Marseille.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure
considering how well Marseille did this year on the world stage, I'm pretty sure they qualified for Europa League or played in Europa League. Which is the first time in a while that they've gone that far in a major competition like that. I can see somebody like Zinedine Zidane pushing Marseille higher up to be able to compete with your Monacos and your PSGs.
Can I do a quick interjection, because there's a name like Zidane didn't have the most successful domestic. I've already said that, but he won the Champions League. Let's just sort of cast our minds back a few years. Talking about an English club in the form of Chelsea, who had a manager of sorts, a caretaker manager who sort of stabled the ranks domestically, but did win the Champions League. I'm sure by now, if you're following, that guy was Roberto Di Matteo. Who's he managing now?
Di Matteo?
Di Matteo. He's out at bloody... Oh, what's his name? What's it called? Friggin'...
I'll tell you in just a second. Di Matteo...
He's at Schalke, isn't he?
No, hasn't had an international gig since leaving Aston Villa in 2016.
Yeah, right.
So there you go. That's why I think I stand by my Zidane will have a year out.
Mm-hmm.
He'll learn some languages and then he'll come back. He'll do a bit more sort of like perfecting his coaching techniques and stuff, and he'll come back. Because if he rushes into a job now, he'll go into obscurity. Forever known as one of the greatest players to grace the game, but somewhat of a disappointment.
See, I think if Di Matteo is going to go anywhere, it will be in England. Whether that be, I dare say, a couple of championship sides may have put the word out to have a look at Di Matteo.
He's been out of job for 2 years.
Yeah, he's been out for a while, and I don't think he's of the caliber of a Premier League manager, even at a lower league, even at a lower end side. He's got a history of going strong and then completely botching what he's got.
When he derails hard.
He does. He does. He derails something shocking. I mean, his highest win percentage was at Chelsea with a 57.1% win ratio.
Yeah, which is easy to do when you got a fucking quality outfit.
Yeah, and
he lasted no more than 7 months at fucking Villa.
Oh no, He lasted 12 games at Villa, mate.
And I don't even think it was that long at Schalke. So
Schalke was 33 games.
Yeah, which is, you're probably looking at about 7 to 8 months.
Yeah, his next highest win percentage for any club that he's managed was when he managed MK Dons from 2008 to 2009 for a season and got a 51.9% win ratio.
Yeah. But he, look, it'll be interesting. There's plenty of teams looking for coaches, and I dare say there's plenty of teams looking to get rid of and offload coaches as well. So I'll be just I'll be just glad that Klopp stays at Liverpool, and pray to fucking God that Lampard.
Sorry guys. Unfortunately, Terence has had to leave us. He's had some personal issues come up. So unfortunately, Terence will not be joining us for the rest of this episode of LENcast, but we shall continue on in his absence. So moving on to now,
and we wish him,
and we do wish him all the best.
Our thoughts with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are one. in the Lads Entertainment Network, and we stick by our brethren. So all the best to T and his dad in this current personal matter. Moving on though, now that Terence is gone, I think it is now fair, considering all three of us have got beef with this one manager, we talk about the snake in the grass that is Gary Rowett.
Oh. Who gets to go first?
Who wants to go first?
No, you've been itching for fucking days, Dan. So if you go,
Gary Rowett, right? Thought when he came to Derby, I thought, he was one of us. Once a Ram, always a Ram. That's the motto of most of the people and managers that come in. And I supported that cunt through thick and thin. Even when the results were going bad, all I ever said to you guys was, I'm not talking about football, because you see all these Derby fans going off. Fucking Gary Rowett isn't the right man for the job. It's like, no, I think he is. I actually think he can do a job. I wouldn't even say Stoke are a bigger club than us. I mean, Jamie Redknapp hit the nail on the head today, saying that we're a sleeping giant. So it's like, yes, I think that is a fair statement as well, to be perfectly honest. Stoke come along, they sack their manager, they get relegated from the Premier League, come down. Oh, look, a club with a bit more money and roll that parachute money and they'll probably pay me a bit more. Let me just flutter my eyelids at them in a fucking flirtatious way. But not just that. I've said this to you, and I'm putting it on this podcast now. If a club comes up to another club, so if Stoke had come to Derby and said, we'd like to discuss the managerial position with Gary Rowett, fine. That is absolutely fine. That's not just in this situation, that's across the board in football. If a club approaches another club, fine. But for the manager to turn around and say he wants to discuss the managerial role when he signed a fucking new contract in January, and then fuck off and leave us almost like straight away. I mean, that was one of the quickest turnarounds that I've seen in a fucking managerial spot. He asks us, and then 2 days later, he's manager of Stoke. Like, what the fuck? And I, at first, because Benno's a big Birmingham fan, so when Rowett left Birmingham, I thought a lot of it, to be perfectly honest, was sorry for the outside traffic. I thought a lot of that was the new owners came in and they wanted their own manager in, and Rowett got a rum deal from that. But having assessed the situation a little bit more, he did pretty much the same to you, didn't he, Ben?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so before I get too far into this and before Dan completely flips it on Gary Rowett, let's talk about the snake in the grass himself. So he enjoyed quite a decent career as a defender, starting with his debut in 1991 playing for Cambridge United. He then moved to Everton in 94 where he played 4 games for the blue side of Merseyside, moving across halfway through that season to go on loan to Blackpool. He then moved to Derby County in 95 where he played 105 games until 1998. Moved from Derby to Birmingham in 98 where he played there until the year 2000. Then moving to Leicester City from 2000 to 2002, Charlton Athletic from 2002 to 2004, and then finishing his career off at Burton Albion between the years of 2005 and 2007. In his current managerial statistics, he started managing Burton Albion in 2012, managed them till 2014, where he moved to Birmingham City, where he stayed with us from 2014 to 2016. Left Birmingham and went to Derby County for the start of the 2017-2018 season. Finished up at Derby in 2018 and is now the manager of Stoke. Now, what I will get off my chest beforehand is that every club that he has managed prior to Stoke, he has history playing at. He has only been in the managerial game for what? 6 years? 7 years? 6 years?
Yeah.
So a relatively fresh manager. When we picked him up from Burton Albion, he wasn't even in the championship. The club was still embroiled in financial debacle due to our owner being locked up in fucking jail for money laundering because he was the biggest crooked cunt that ever owned a football club. And that's a big statement. But I didn't understand his reasoning for leaving Birmingham City. I sort of do, but I sort of don't. Yes, the new owners come in, and they were more than happy to throw money at Rowett to sign players. The same point, Rowett just went, nah, fuck this. I want to leave. He strikes me as that manager that wants to leave on a high. He left Birmingham in promotion places. From that point where he left, we got a shit ton of managers that were utter wank and ended up in a relegation battle. Then goes to Derby, manages at Derby, gets them into the fucking promotion playoff places, loses in the playoff semi-final to Fulham over 2 legs, to be fair, and then turns around and does the same thing. It's to me, it strikes me as if my next club is going to pay me $1 more than what my current club is, I'm fucking out of here.
But what have Stoke got? Because at the moment, all he is potential to be good.
Mm-hmm.
A potential to be a good manager. But if he suddenly becomes known as this manager, this manager, who is going to, as soon as another club has come up with a little show of interest, is just going to like go, no, I'm out of here, I'm going there. Eventually, clubs are going to just not look at him at all. They're going to completely overlook him.
And see,
and then he'll end up back in League One.
Derby sort of did okay out of it. I mean, the Birmingham City fans tend to have more in the snake of the grass feeling than what I would say the Derby fans do. For the simple fact that Derby you would consider a relatively close club to Birmingham, and in some ways not so much a rivalry, but there is banter between the two. They're in close proximity geographically.
We're all in the Midlands.
That's right.
We're all in the Midlands.
So that sort of hurt with us. The second point of that is that we got no compensation out of that.
Yeah.
He walked out.
We got one.
He walked out and because he basically marched in and went to the new owners, it's my way or the highway, and they just went, fuck off. Wasn't sacked. They gave him the option. They're like, well, all right, you want to be like that? Either pack your shit up and walk yourself out now, or we're going to sack you. Make your choice. So they saved face there with him. And the replacement we got was fucking dreadful. But Derby, from what I see, he hasn't gone from Derby to a close proximity rival.
Well, I think Stoke's closer than Birmingham, actually, geographically speaking.
Really?
Yep. It's only a trip down the A50.
Okay. So there is that. You did also get £2 million in compensation.
We did. But that's only because he signed a new contract in fucking January, because clubs came sniffing around him. And we all, well, I say we all, any Derby fan and real sort of know-it-all football fan will know that we had that with Steve McLaren with Newcastle when we actually lost in the playoff final to QPR.
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle came sniffing around in the over Christmas and January. He was like, "No, I'm not going." And then where did he go at the end of the season? To fucking Newcastle.
Yeah. The other
So
point...
Mel Morris, to be fair, he did the whole sign this contract, because then if you really do go, we will get the money. We will get more money. A bit like what Tottenham have done with Pochettino, to be fair.
Yeah.
Is to ward other clubs off.
See, the only other downside that I see the Birmingham fans are quite salty on is that we're in financial turmoil. He knew that we were in financial turmoil. And he did the same thing to us. During the January transfer window, Fulham come sniffing around for him. And he's just like, oh no, I'm not going to Fulham. I'm not going to Fulham. And then it comes out 24 hours later that he was in contract talks with Fulham and that contract talks had broken down because Fulham were offering less money than what he was currently being paid at Birmingham City.
Sounds about right. Sounds like Gary Rowett.
It sounds like Mr. Snake in the Grass is literally a fucking snake in the grass. He's well on course to becoming the most hated manager in the Midlands.
Definitely, I'd have to agree with that.
For the simple
But
fact
without going into it, because we need to have Josh's opinion as well,
Of
even though
course.
probably most of the stuff has been said. But as a Derby fan, we've now gone from the best analysis I've seen of our current situation is you come home from the pub pissed off because you've lost a fiver to come home and find a £10 note on your doorstep.
that...
That's what's just happened to us.
yeah.
But I'll let Josh have his say on Rowett because I'm sure he's got something really good to say. Go on, Josh, don't disappoint me.
Well, as I said, there's not really much else to say. Yeah. Look, thank you very much for the $2 million. We'll take it and we'll spend it wisely.
At least you got it.
What I'm more intrigued about is let's talk about Stoke for a moment. Like the fact that they dropped, right? They sacked Mark Hughes, who has been coaching at the club since 2013. Right? They got rid of him to bring in another manager. Friggin'
Tony Pulis?
Fuck, what was his name? They just
Pulis.
Paul Lambert. Paul Lambert.
Paul Lambert, yeah.
So they've brought in him to obviously, steer the ship, so to speak, until the end of the season to figure out what the fuck they're going to do next. All right. You're talking about Paul Lambert, who not even 12 months ago was the coach of Wolverhampton. And what happened to Wolverhampton?
They've gone up now.
That's exactly right. So now they're going to get promoted now that he's left. He didn't do the job at Stoke to keep them up, so they've now dropped. But friggin', they haven't given him a chance. They didn't give. I don't think Hughes was. I don't think he should have been sacked personally. I just think he should have been given to the season. Mm-hmm. You've stuck with him since 2013. Fuck me dead. Let him see out his season and see what he can do. And now Rowett's gonna just jump in there and friggin'. I guarantee you, his expectations would have to be high. The club's expectations on him would have to be, if you do not win promotion, you will not see you will not see a contract next year. Yeah, you've signed one to 2021, but you will not be coach of Stoke friggin' this time next year if you do not succeed. So
if we're going, I just don't think he'll even see January.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he'll see January.
Because Stoke are even more.
That's
I don't think he's come out and publicly. God, this is easy for me to say. Publicly said that the Derby fans got on his back. They did, and a lot of cases unnecessarily. But we weren't as quick to jump on his back as Stoke fans are going to be. I know a lot of Stoke fans, and they're very, very quick to jump on a manager.
And we were as well. We were quick to jump on his back too.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
that's football.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's football. And look, I hope Lampard does well. Really do.
We're getting to that.
Do I see it happening? No. I don't believe he'll see 12. Um,
All right, so now that we're off the
Because-
snake in the grass, we'll move on to Derby and
Because,
their managerial appointment of Frank Lampard.
because Derby,
you know, a little known player that some of you out there may have heard of, Frank Lampard.
yeah, correct. You know,
it's
talented
like
player,
Chelsea.
talented
and-
player, very, very talented player. Look, again, I'm a little, always stand by that. Steven Gerrard is the best midfielder.
Mhm.
I believe, but Lampard very close second. Like if Gerrard wasn't there for the international level, you didn't have to worry. You know what I mean? Like England, it was like the wonder part. England did not have to worry about that. Okay, fuck, Gerrard's out. It's all right. Lampard will do the job. Or fuck, Lampard's out. It's all right. Gerrard will do the job. You know what I mean? Like it was just that one position where there was no dramas. They were covered.
Yeah.
As you said, but you know, very quick to jump on people's backs. Derby is a one-team town. You know what I mean? Like there's no rivalry like right next door, like say Liverpool, Everton, or your Manchester Cities, or your friggin' Newcastle and friggin'
I don't know
Southampton.
if you're aware, Josh, but there's this little known team called Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, but they're not right in the town.
Yeah, the difference is you've got a city like Derby and a city like Nottingham that are very close to each other.
They're close, but
they're not. They are different entities. Whereas Liverpool as a
Correct.
city is a very big city, and it's got Liverpool and Everton,
Correct.
the two bigger teams that are based in Liverpool, and that is the same as Manchester. Manchester's a bigger city, so they've got the
correct, and that's where I was going with it, Ben.
Birmingham's the same.
Well, Birmingham and Villa are exactly.
Birmingham's even bigger, so a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the second city, as
it's
it's often
called.
referred to, as you will know.
Yeah,
And you've got Birmingham, Villa, Wolves, West Brom. Whereas you look at
Walsall.
London, and London's got fucking hell. How many teams are in London? Fuck
Fucking
me.
millions.
For a small nation, we have a lot of football. To have
yeah,
a fucking league structure like we do, for the
yeah.
size of the country, it is. It's understandable why it's the biggest sport over here, arguably.
Correct. Which, I'm a little offended the fact that you actually brought Nottingham in my discussion there, Ben.
Sorry.
So, because it's exactly where I was sort of going with it there, Dan. That's it. Where they're not. It's not. They are two individual towns.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they're close, but
I mean, Nottingham have two teams. They have Forest and County.
Nottingham County, yeah.
correct. Yeah.
But Derby is a footballing city.
That's it.
No
That's
one
it.
can argue it.
Yeah.
Everyone supports that one club. There's no nothing. It is Derby, and that's it.
Yeah.
From the grandmothers to the ones that have already passed and everything else. It's always been Derby.
Yeah.
There's no
It's a one-club city.
We do have,
correct.
well, theoretically, we are a two-club city because Chesterfield is in Derbyshire.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're non-league
it
now,
is
so they
just-
don't count.
But they're non-league. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, poor Chesterfield.
So if I feel watching Lampard's interviews, one, his press conference, two, the one he done with one of the local Derby fans, he'll be worried. And if he's not worried, well, you're going to be in for a rude shock 3 to 4 games in if he hasn't won a game.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, I think his intellect is high enough, and I think he can sustain that level of intelligence quite well. He's got his head screwed on.
He'll have a
So,
plan B.
I think he'll be able to handle with it. I think he'll handle it. I think he'll. My theory is this: like, you can't judge a manager by you can't give. This is his first gig as a manager, so you can't be jumping on him after 10 games. He's got to have a period of time, and I would arguably say he's got to have a season with that team
Agreed.
to try and do what he wants to do. You can't be none of this jumping on him.
No,
You say
Rome
that-
wasn't
you say
built in a
that.
day.
You say that, everyone says that, Dan, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know more. Yeah,
I don't know though, because he's got influence. This is the other important eye that he has. He has influence. He has connections that he can bring in. And you right. This is my point with it, and this is why I think he's going to do well. He's got the name Frank Lampard, who is one of the biggest players in the world, or was one of the biggest players in the world. Everyone knew who Frank Lampard was. Yeah. You've got a youth setup, and Derby have a very good youth setup. They've got very good talent in the youth ranks. And they've all grown up with Frank Lampard as one of the best players in England. Can you imagine playing underneath that's your boss is suddenly one of the best players that you grew up watching. I don't know what the knowledge he can pass down, and just the name itself is going to attract players as well, because people will want to play for Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do all right. I think he's going to have a good team behind him. If Jody Morris comes, that's going to be fucking amazing, because he's done wonders with the Chelsea youth. We'll see probably a lot of the Chelsea youth players playing for Derby over the coming season or two.
Mm-hmm.
The way I look at it,
will come out of retirement.
The way I look at it is, I think Lampard's got he's worked out his plan of attack, and he figures, well, I'm going to take all the pressure off me, and I'm going to bring John Terry over and put it all on him and whoever's mum he's with these days. So I feel Terry will come in and take a lot of the pressure off and go, and hopefully, because that's what he needs to do. Like, and that's not the whole mum saga. I think it's more the name John Terry, massive again, like himself. If he can still bring John Terry to the club, I think it would be a good thing. I don't see John Terry playing week in, week out, but just having him in the club is massive.
It's the culture.
We spoke about this briefly before we started recording for this, and Terry's the sort of player that can, because behind you don't see what goes on behind closed doors. That applies in life, not just in football. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Now, but we do know, being Derby fans, that the fucking dressing room is a fucking shambles.
Yeah,
it's got too much player control. But you see, like, my argument was Nigel Pearson came in. Was it a year ago, 2 years ago, right? And I thought belting as an absolutely stellar appointment, because he is going to sort out the fucking dressing room. The players that are fucking deadwood that have control fucking jog on. What happens? The player power comes in, and he gets sacked. And that was bollocks, in my opinion. But he was the one who could have sorted that dressing room out. Now, if you have a player like Terry that comes in, like you've already said, Josh, he's also got that name. Everyone knows John Terry. So,
and he will not take shit.
Yeah,
he will not. And the players that cause an issue are going to have an issue with him. But is Frank Lampard really going to stand by and let his buddy Terry get fucking bullied by the dressing room? No, he's going to say, right, you're gone, and you're gone.
Terry will just
suddenly you're going to lighten the mood in the dressing room.
Terry's just going to turn around and go, right, you start trouble here, I'm just going to go out and fuck your wife.
Yeah, well, yeah. Look, to be perfectly honest, I see it a good opportunity for Terry to possibly get a coaching gig or something, assistance gig or something like that out of it. And for that, I think that will sway him to come to Derby, play I guarantee his last season for Derby, and then if Lampard is still there, he will have a gig, whether it's at youth level like Lampard and Steven Gerrard and stuff like that got to start out with. Great. And it'll be interesting. We can go on and on and on, figuring how much Rowett's cunt and how much fucking John Terry.
We'll draw this to a close.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, we won't find all the women that John Terry's been with, but I'm sure the list has to stop somewhere.
You see, the thing is though, like, sorry, I will end it on a lighter note, because you guys, well, more so you, Josh, because being a Derby follower too, you are in Australia. I am half an hour's bus ride away from Derby.
It don't
If
rub
I
me.
wanted to go to a match, but here's the thing. Frank Lampard is known as quite a hottie amongst the women, isn't he? Think how much fucking poontang is going to be around fucking Pride Park.
Look at
I'm a married man with
look at
fucking
Dan's
icon
just
window
decided.
shop.
Dan's just decided. Fucking, I haven't been to a game in fucking like nearly 2 years. I'm fucking going this year though.
All right,
Funnily enough, it has been
moving
nearly
on.
fucking 2 years.
We'll move on. We'll move. Speaking of ex-England midfielders, we'll move on to the final appointment, and that is Steven Gerrard taking the Rangers job.
Steve Gerrard.
Fantastic.
Slipped on his fucking ass.
Hits him from 40 yards. He's
Slips on
No,
his
no,
ass.
no,
his
Gerrard's
ass.
appointment. Gerrard's appointment, right? That there was Josh tagged me in something on Facebook the other day. Who's going to do the best? And it was Gerrard or Lampard. And as I voted Lampard because Derby fan, so it's an obvious fucking choice. But I also think he will do better because Derby, I would argue, say, are a bigger club than Rangers.
Mhm.
I know that was going to cause a little bit of a stink, probably. But
Yes.
I would say that because Scotland has two teams, it's like Spain, but just on a Sunday fucking league level. They have Celtic and Rangers are still recovering. Well done to them for coming back through every fucking division after going into.
Administration.
Someone help me out with the word.
liquidation,
That's the one.
but it's liquidation, but it wasn't liquidation. It was fucking weird.
Gerrard's taken over a team that, basically you're looking at second spot. And with the players that he's probably got at his disposal, is going to be fucking easy because it is a Sunday fucking league in Scotland. And I don't mean that as any disrespect to Scottish, because Scotland's even smaller than us, and they still got a four. Granted, it's only like half bit, but they still got 4 tiers in their leagues.
Correct.
So they've got a lot of teams there, but they are very Sunday league. By the town I live in, Ashbourne, we've got a football club that plays, you could say it's like non-league because that's how sort of bad it is. But they could probably play a team from Scotland and beat them. That's the quality of Scotland in a whole. I'm not saying it, there are exceptions, but for the most part, it's a Sunday league thing. So Gerrard's got an easy gig at Rangers.
See, I look at it like this. My 2 cents on it is again, it's the same thing with the players as what it is with managers. We could have the Messi Ronaldo debate with Lampard and Gerrard and who's going to be the better manager. To be fair,
Lampard.
I feel that even though you said that Rangers, are that second team, and let's be fair, they're in no position to challenge Celtic at the moment. Not by a long shot. They're still recovering from their administration debacle. But I feel that the pressure that's on Gerrard to not at least massively close that gap to Celtic is more pressure than what Lampard's going to be feeling at Derby.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd go out on a whim and argue and say the Championship is one of the hardest leagues in the fucking world.
I would,
Oh,
but it's
without
not so
doubt.
much because it's the hardest league. It's more the expectations that are going to be put on Steven Gerrard at Rangers to massively try and close that gap to Celtic, which is fucking, I'd go so far as to say, nigh impossible for a good 3 to 5 years at the bare minimum.
Well, yeah.
Rangers will have to afford Gerrard the opportunity that you described for Lampard, that he needs at least a season under his belt.
He'll get it in Scotland.
Before. And yes, to be fair, he'll probably get that in Scotland. But Rangers fans, being Rangers fans, when it comes to anything in regards to Celtic,
They won trophies 4 years ago.
they'll jump on his, they'll get on his back. When
They'll
shit starts
already
to
be on
go
his back.
awry, they're going to jump straight on his back. And being a Rangers fan myself through blood, I will be the same. As much as I love Gerrard as a midfielder, And look, I still think that it is a smart appointment, and that the way Gerrard's gone about it is smart as well. Where Lampard is going to be getting Chelsea youth for Derby, Gerrard will be getting Liverpool youth.
That's where I was going. Exactly what I was about to say. I said at the end of the day, it is going to be no different.
They are very much managers of the exact same mould.
Yeah. They will get the youth that will come in and go, fucking oath.
And that's where teams like Chelsea and Liverpool are rubbing their hands together, because they don't have to blood their youth through their first team and risk it in the Premier League anymore, or the FA Cup, or the Carabao Cup, or whatever fucking it's going to be known as next season.
Not even that. They don't have to loan their players out to Spanish clubs or fucking anywhere else in Europe and go.
Yeah, that's right. They're relatively close.
And on the off chance, fucking the team they loan him out to go, you know what, we'll fucking keep him, thanks. And they'll fucking pay them.
Yeah. And it is well documented that, you know, your Celtics and your Rangers are generally of the standard of your mid-table to mid-high-ish table championship club. So they're going to get relatively the same sort of experience, in a way. The championship's probably, there's more games in it, and it's probably a bit more of a physical game. They're not going to have that sort of time on the ball that you would be afforded in the Scottish Premiership.
Yeah.
But they will hone... Yeah, they might be coming up against Farmers League teams every week, but, you know, there's that... They're going to be learning other skills that, like, your dead-eye finishing and team building and work play through that sort of avenue, as opposed to, say, getting it in the championship, where it's a bit more of a physical and a much more closer game. They will be getting skills in Derby that they wouldn't get in, say, playing for Rangers. So it's very much swings and roundabouts, but the same sort of deal of loaning their youth out from their respective, you know, parent clubs that they played at and still have good connections with.
Yeah.
Well, look. Let's bring this last topic to a close.
Is it the last topic?
Let's put it this way. Yeah, the last topic. We'll wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got to give these guys a chance when we come back in 6 months' time, maybe, like around Christmas, because we'll still be doing the podcast. I'm almost certain of it.
Of course.
And we'll assess them then. But the disadvantage that Gerrard has is that he's an Englishman managing in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
That's where his biggest disadvantage is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said. But yeah, 6 months' time, when we do a Christmas podcast, we'll assess it again. Make a note of that, Benno.
I'll try to.
So we don't forget.
After the January transfers or something. Yeah, suss it out then.
Well, because we'll do a bumper one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I intend to have a podcast episode where we go into all our respective supported clubs in depth after the end of at the start of the season, once the initial transfer window is done.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think then we can make a fair assessment, should I say?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, I think that's about it for the segment. I think we will wrap it up there.
Mm-hmm.
I've no idea how long.
Waffled in your ears for long enough, guys.
Yeah.
So.
Before we do disappear, does anybody have any general business?
No. Look, yeah, I don't think we've really got any general business. The only general that's obviously I think needs to be addressed now is obviously again, thoughts go out to Terence and his family. Obviously, he had to leave a little bit early to race home to his family. Again, mate, stay safe. Hope your family's well. And again, we're here if you need us. So, stay safe, mate. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, my other bit of general business that I'd like to bring up, and I did bring up this in an episode of Rivals Revivals recently, is that I'd like to send my congratulations to Josh of Crossbar Capers for finally not only getting his YouTube channel up and running, but he has also now published his first video for everybody to watch.
With a lot of help. But thanks, mate. Thank you very much.
Doesn't matter about my help, mate. You'll be doing it by yourself soon enough.
Yeah, well, that's as I said, that's the plan. As I said, we've got the first one out of the road, and as I said, and just try and suss out some feedback off everyone and off you guys, and hopefully, the subscribers to come and come up with a bit of content that will make my life a little bit easier to do. As Dan and I have sort of the same debacle. We don't really get 5 minutes to ourselves and everything, and makes it a little bit difficult for us. We don't all have the luxury of your wife allowing you this time and being able to do it and so forth. But look, as I said, I enjoy it. I've loved being a part of obviously your channel, and obviously being with everybody, Dan, Terrence, and whoever else has been on the show at the period of time. And as I said, I just want to sort of do my little bit to the LEN network, as I figured I was pretty much doing nothing, just sitting here talking shit.
That's still an integral part.
As Terrence would say, you're just dribbling shit down my chin. So, as again, mate, cheers for that. Thanks for the heads up. Again, go check out my stuff. Go check out Ben's stuff. Go check out Dan's stuff. Terrence is stuff, plus his new content, which he'll be bringing out shortly. Stay tuned, guys.
And, that one's a winner, that one.
Yeah, well and truly. Stay tuned for that. So, as I said, we'll leave the details down below somewhere or up the top, wherever fucking Ben decides to put this shit. And it'll be there anyway to click on. Freaking go check out the gear, and we'll go from there, and we'll see you next time.
Dan, your sign off.
Well, thanks for listening to us in your ear holes, and thank you, Ben. Thank you, Josh. Again, Forza with T, and if he listens back to it, thank you for your first half. I'm sure he'll get that joke.
We all do.
But thank you for listening, and until next week, toodles.
And as for myself, thank you very much, guys, for jumping on to the podcast again. Of course, we wouldn't have this podcast without the 4 contributors of the Lads Entertainment Network. So as Josh said, all links will be either in the description of the YouTube video where this will come out, and I will make sure to put it somewhere below if you guys are listening to this on podcasts.com. Don't forget to check out the LEN website as well. You'll find links to all our YouTube channels in there as well. And some of the other stuff that we get up to as well, we tend to post on there as well. Join up on the official Discord as well. I will leave links to all that in the descriptions area, wherever you may be listening to or watching this as well. And as for myself, thank you very much for watching, guys. Be sure to give the podcast a like if you enjoyed it. Give it a dislike if you didn't. If you think we're waffling shit, jump in the comment section of the YouTube video and smash something down in there, what we can improve on, what we can't improve on, what you'd like us to talk about. Topics. We want topics. Give us shit to talk about, people. We'll give you our 2 cents and our opinion on it.
Absolutely. Plenty of World Cups coming up. So
questions. If you do have questions about any of us or all of us, just ask away. We will answer them.
We will answer them.
Future podcast.
Yeah, we'll smash them in a podcast. We'll smash
Normally,
them on Discord.
The
On the podcast, we'll smash them on Discord. We'll smash us on our Twitter, all our individual Twitter accounts as well. All that stuff will be up and around in the descriptions areas of both places.
Yeah. Don't be shy. Dan loves to talk.
Yeah, we all love to waffle on this.
Sorry.
So, guys,
almost as much as Ben.
I am opinionated.
So, guys, thank you very much for listening
and a big roll
to
fan.
the second episode of the LENcast, and we will catch you all next week.
See you guys.
Toodles.